Tonight, you are going to meet something older than the dinosaurs. It was already crawling across the ocean floor before the first T-Rex took a breath. It watched the dinosaurs rise. It watched them fall. And it is still here. This is the horseshoe crab, and its blood is worth more per ounce than gold. Roughly 450 million years ago, life on Earth was mostly worms and jellyfish. Then, this creature appeared. It looked like a helmet with a tail. It had 10 eyes, and it had absolutely no idea what was coming. The first mass extinction struck 444 million years ago. 85% of all marine species vanished. The oceans turned to graveyards. The horseshoe crab kept crawling. The second mass extinction hit 375 million years ago. 70% of species were wiped out. Land was still a hostile frontier. The horseshoe crab kept crawling. Then came the big one. 66 million years ago, a rock the size of Mount Everest slammed into Earth. The sky went dark for years. Dinosaurs burned, froze, and starved. 75% of all species died. The horseshoe crab kept crawling. 3 mass extinctions. 3 resets of the entire tree of life. And this helmet-shaped creature never flinched. So what is its secret? It is not speed. It is not strength. It is not intelligence. It is blood. Not red blood. Blue blood. Your blood uses iron to carry oxygen. Iron turns red when it meets oxygen. The horseshoe crab uses copper instead. Copper turns blue. But that color is not the strange part. The strange part is what happens when bacteria enter that blue blood. In 1956, a researcher named Frederick Bang was studying these animals at the Marine Biological Laboratory in Woods Hole, Massachusetts. He noticed something no one had seen before. When bacteria touched horseshoe crab blood, it did not just fight the infection, it clotted. Instantly, the blood turned into a gel so fast that the bacteria were trapped inside like insects in amber. Bang realized he was looking at the most sensitive bacterial detection system on Earth. 1 part per trillion. That is 1 drop of poison in an Olympic swimming pool. The horseshoe crab's blood could detect contamination that no machine could find. By 1977, pharmaceutical companies were harvesting it. The process is surreal. Workers capture wild horseshoe crabs. They strap them to a rack. A needle is inserted near the heart. 30% of their blood is drained. Then they are released back into the ocean. Most survive. Some do not. The extracted blood is processed into a substance called limulus amebocyte lysate, LAL for short. Every vaccine you have ever taken was tested with LAL. Every IV drip, every pacemaker, every syringe, every implant. If it touches your blood, it was checked by a horseshoe crab first. In 2020, the race for COVID-19 vaccines put LAL in global headlines. Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson. All of them needed horseshoe crab blood to prove their vaccines were safe. The demand surged. The price climbed to $15,000 per quart. An entire species became the gatekeeper of human medicine. And here is the part that should haunt you. We do not farm them. We cannot breed them in captivity. Every drop comes from wild animals caught on Atlantic beaches. The population has dropped 75% in some regions since 1990. Scientists at the University of New Hampshire have been tracking this decline for decades. Their data is clear. We are draining the reservoir that protects us from our own inventions. But there is a twist. In 1997, researchers at the National University of Singapore cloned the active molecule. They created a synthetic version called recombinant factor C. It works. It is cheaper. It does not require bleeding a single crab. The FDA approved it for some tests in 2012, but most pharmaceutical companies still prefer the real thing. Why? Because the synthetic version requires new validation studies. That costs money. That takes years. And when a pandemic hits, nobody has time to wait. So the needles keep going in. The crabs keep going back to the water, and the ancient survivor keeps paying the price for our impatience. Think about what this creature has seen. It survived an asteroid. It survived ice ages. It survived every predator evolution ever threw at it. And now it faces a new threat. Us. Not with claws or teeth, with syringes and spreadsheets and quarterly earnings reports. The horseshoe crab does not care about any of this. It does not know its blood is blue. It does not know it is worth $15,000 a quart. It does not know that your survival depends on its survival. It just keeps crawling, as it has for 450 million years. And tonight, for the first time, that might not be enough.